This is Beyond Two Souls Part 3 of the playthrough series I'm doing on this channel. If you are unaware, I have neglected to mention yet, but this is a PlayStation Sony exclusive franchise, this Quantic Dream. So, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, which I'm playing right now, which you already know, obviously, and Detroit Become Human are Sony PlayStation exclusive. So right now we're trying, this is the first night, we're trying to you know, settle in here.
Hope they haven't put cameras in here too.
I made a point about that in the last video. I didn't know that she said that too. There's no blankets on this bed.
Bunny Gruff, where's my rabbit?
That looks like the most uncomfortable bed. Yeah, it's got no, that blanket's not big enough for her, and that pillow looks pretty, that looks like a beanbag. Can I do anything as Aiden? Nope. So they're both in here. This episode might be longer than usual. I'm aiming for 3 hours here because I kind of just want to get through this episode so I can, because yesterday I was playing Dead by Daylight with my brother since probably from 8 p.m. to like midnight, around that, and it's currently 12:01. So I need to do 3 hours of this. That puts it at 3 o'clock. Download from the PS4, it takes about 30 minutes, so 3:30. Put the clips together and process it, that's about 2 hours, 5:30, and then upload to YouTube, which will be around 2 hours, so 7:30 to 8. I'm allowing myself a 30-minute gap to, in case anything happens. So even though I'm starting this at 12 o'clock, it's probably not going to be uploaded until about 8 o'clock tonight. So that just kind of shows you the dedication that I kind of go through for these videos. So, yeah. So I'm fairly confident that after this episode is the one where she's with the Mexican family in the desert, and that's one of my least favorite. Also the one where she's in Iraq or India or someplace with, like, you know, she's a CIA operative and she has a gun. That one's also very long and drawn out and not very fun. I think I've said this before, but there's not like a single scene in Heavy Rain that I don't enjoy playing. Whereas this game has many long, drawn-out, boring parts.
Turn off the light now. Good night, Jody.
Wait! Can you leave the light on in the hall? I don't like it when it's dark.
Sure. How's that?
Good
Good night.
night. Don't be afraid. gonna have a good night's sleep. And nothing is gonna happen.
So, I forget what happens here. I'm pretty sure she doesn't go to sleep.
I can't sleep, Aiden. I think I need a story.
Is this guy still watching me? Oh my god, he fell asleep immediately. He's doing a very bad job. Come on, Cole. There's a reason you get shot in the head. I'm pretty sure that's probably supposed to monitor this child. I'll highlight out she's just gonna be unmonitored at all times. How is Aiden doing this? He doesn't have any... He's not physical. He can't make shapes with his hands.
Get help, Aiden, quick!
Cole, where are you going?
Oh, what the? Nathan, something's happening. Something's happening. Something's happening!
Here comes the foe.
Something's attacking Jody and this goddamn door won't open.
I don't know how she made it to the door in the first place. So in Dead by Daylight, which is what I was playing today, I have received over 1 million blood points for the 5-year anniversary event. So it took me about a solid half an hour to level up my character. I also played 4 matches and I escaped every single time in 4 matches in a row, which is almost unheard of in Dead by Daylight.
Jody! Get a doctor! Hurry!
You are a doctor.
It's okay. It'll be alright now. Aiden isn't scared of them anymore.
That was relatively short compared to... You can not wake up Cole? I didn't know that. Ooh. This is a bad one.
End of story.
Please, Nathan, just this once. All the other girls in my class are going, and I won't be late, I promise, okay?
You're wasting your breath, Jody.
It's just not fair. How come everyone can go and I can't? I do everything you ask of me all week, and I never get to have any fun.
For the 100th time, you're not like everyone else, and there are rules.
I didn't ask to be different. I just want to go out and have friends and be like other girls my age.
You'll never be like them. You need to get used to that.
Good night.
Yeah.
I'll be next door. I'm with you.
So this is, I think yeah, this is where she sneaks out, which is not a good. I see she's finally gotten, what is this, orange juice that's just left on the counter. That can't be very safe.
Stop it, Jody. This is not gonna do you any good. You're grounded. Period.
So there's still a camera in here. I can't believe she's not more upset about that. Of course, it's probably normal for her at this point. So, I mean, I'm not even gonna try and understand anything about teenage girls, but she's wanting to have friends and go out, so I'm assuming that's probably what she's going to do. I don't think there's a way to keep her here is what I'm saying. I think you have to sneak out.
It's Saturday night, and I'm locked up in here. What?
Sounds like me. But of course I'm not trying to go anywhere like she is.
I just want to go out and have some fun.
Can't do it, babe. Those are rules.
Please. Come on, Cole. Please. Please let me out just this once.
You have to tell Nathan everything.
I'm sorry, princess.
I can't. It's not my call.
So, as I've said multiple times, Cole ends up getting killed, which is pretty unfair, and seems he's probably one of the very few decent people in this game. So, she's very angry. If she's been cooped up in here since she was 5, how does she expect to go out and have friends without any social interaction experience besides the birthday party, which went very horribly, let me remind you, so I don't know why she'd even want to go out in the first place, especially when she has a laptop over here, and I'm assuming, since this is 04, 05, 06, she has means to purchase online and play various, good quality games here, so I don't really know what. See, well, she's very upset about this. I can't really say that I know what's going on here, but I'm just trying to postpone the inevitable.
Do something, for God's sake.
Hey, Jody. You know better than to decide to get angry.
So I'm assuming they just buy her whatever she wants, because I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a job, seeing as how she's in here all day. And she has a guitar right there, so I mean, it's...
Are you done? Are you proud of yourself?
No, I don't really want to do this.
You have to clean all that up.
Stop it, Aiden. They don't give a shit if we break everything in this goddamn room. If those aren't gonna work, we have to figure out what will.
I feel bad for Aiden for having to be used as a pawn. I just like walk out to do.
Yeah, she's gone. She smashed up the apartment first. She's gone. Okay. Sure. I'll see you tomorrow.
So Cole's whole job is to watch this teenage girl through cameras. And oh hey, she's got a stuffed bear collection. Did you see that? Right here. So this shows that she's still innocent. She hasn't given up on everything. Once teenage girls give up their stuffed animals, that's when you know they're too far gone. That's when you know they've grown up. So Jody still has all of hers. So that's a good sign. I mean, she's not fallen to the dark side yet. Or at least, I don't know what I'm talking about here. I don't know what, I don't really know if that's true or not. I'm just, it makes plausible sense. I'm trying to figure out why she's upset about going out. I don't understand why she's upset about not going out. She's very paranoid. Well, she's got a picture of
See if you find anything.
the foster parents here who were very terrible to her and probably not worth remembering, so I don't know why she even has that picture. She has lots of soap. She was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 10 things of soap in here. And this is just straight up evil what she's about to do here.
I'm really sorry, Cole. I hate myself for doing this. You understand, right? I need to go out tonight.
I don't think she needs to. I don't know if going out in this apparel is such a great idea, or I don't think going out at all is such a great idea.
Yeah, I know. It's too late to turn back now.
No, it's not. So I'm trying to... So I really need to concentrate and make sure I don't mess up the quick time inputs when we finally get out of here, because things go real bad real fast. So I probably won't talk. Okay, I need his card to get out of here.
Locked. Of course it is.
Cole must be pretty short because canonically, Jody is still 5 foot even, and she's like up to his neck, which puts him at about like 5'8". So that's pretty short. I'm 6'2", so I'd be towering over Cole and Jody. I think I've said this in every Beyond Two Souls video, but I'm 6'2", 117 pounds, which means I would not only tower over Jody and Cole, I'd also be very unsettling and frightening to look at, looking like well, since this game is completely ripped off by Stranger Things, I'll go on a limb in here and say I look like the, the Demogorgon evil type skinny things, you know. That's pretty accurate.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm feeling I'm feeling sick. I'm feeling sick, so we were just gonna go and get some fresh air.
Okay, you want us to call the infirmary?
No, there's no need. Cole's looking after me, so. Right, Cole?
So, Cole, got your tongue? Hmm?
He doesn't feel too much like talking today. I think his grandmother died or something. He's in a really bad mood. He hasn't even said a word all day.
This is very...
Cole, we should probably get going now. Good night.
Hold up there. What's wrong with you, Cole? Cole! What happened? Jesus Christ, what the hell was that all about?
Uh-oh.
I think I know exactly
I didn't do that right, but I'm okay with that, because if you successfully
what this was all about.
if you successfully escape, then things go not very great.
I told you not to go, and you disobeyed me. You know how dangerous that was for Cole and for you? Hell, Jody? Don't you remember Kirsten's birthday party?
I know. I do remember. That's why I don't want her to go out.
You know what can happen with Aiden, right? Right?
He just said Aiden instead of Aiden. That's how, like, everyone... One of my major gripes with Heavy Rain is how everyone except a select few people call the Origami Killer the Origami Killer. The Origami. Some sort of mispronunciation.
Sorry. Just wanted to go out and be inconvenienced from it.
So, very thankful that I got that ending. If I knew that you could have messed up and stayed there, I definitely would have done that earlier. So it looks like only 10% of people did what I did, and I'm glad that happened that way. So it looks like the party and Like Other Girls, which is the episode I just did, are almost right next to each other. But Jody looks completely different than she did at the party. That's only a short time after that happened, so I'm assuming the traumatic experience at the party, or at least the party that the outcome that I got, is what kind of made her rebel, I guess the word is. I don't exactly understand teenage girls, so I don't really know what's going on, but I'm just trying to figure it out so that I can better provide my input and, you know, the situation for when I'm playing this game.
I don't know how to tell you this, Jody, so I'm just going to tell you. Mom and I, we've been transferred. We have to leave the base. We really want to take you with us, but we think... Everyone thinks that it would be better for you to stay here with Professor Dawkins. Of course, we'll come to see you whenever it's possible.
Lie. That's a lie. He couldn't care less about her, and the mom is so submissive and distant, which I can't blame her for that, because that's how it is when you marry someone who's like... I digress, but Jody was dealt a really bad hand from birth, because everyone who's cared about her has either left her or tried to kill her, as Dawkins has, or will, I should say. Cole cares about her very deeply. He's her, like, the guy who watches her when she's sleeping. As creepy as that is, I'm glad it's someone like Cole and not some, creepy guy. But Cole will be shot later. I think it's impossible to save Cole from getting killed by Dawkins. And then Dawkins, who you're supposed to look up to this entire time, tries to kill you while you're on the run from everything. All the law enforcement are trying to kill you. I think the only guy who actually cares about you and stays on your side no matter what is Matt, the CIA blonde guy. But he's not likable, and he's definitely not worth having a relationship with Jody. Jody needs to be with someone who makes her feel safe and comforted, especially if she decides to stay in the end, because Aiden leaves no matter what. And if she comes back to live on Earth, she shouldn't be with the CIA man, because she no longer has any protection from Aiden, and she's just now a 20-something-year-old, shell of what she was, because Aiden was such a big part of her life, and now that's gone, and she doesn't know how to, do really anything, because she has to relearn how to be, live without him.
And when you're better, you'll join us in our new home. Okay? Well, I think it's for the best. Goodbye, dear.
Is that a cookie? There's a cookie on this table. It's a snickerdoodle.
Be brave, darling. I know this is difficult. I'm sure it'll work out.
Gotta go, Susan.
Just give me a minute, Philip.
Jody seems unfazed by all this, because she's probably used to this sort of treatment by now, which is very sad.
Jody, stop! You hear me? Stop immediately! You're choking! Jody!
Jody, no.
No, I didn't know!
Kill me! Oh my God, she's evil! You're a monster! You hear me? A monster!
My God. Jody.
Jody, I know how you feel. But you made the right decision.
See? Dawkins, if his wife and daughter weren't killed, this game would have gone very differently. Because that's what gives him his downward spiral into this super scary bad guy who's trying to kill you in the end. Oh, good lord. This is the... Oh, I really don't want to do this. Well, this is the one where you're in the desert, and this takes, no joke, about 2 hours, and you have to do platforming, programming, or not programming, platforming. You have to like do puzzles and stuff. It's like a Zelda dungeon, basically.
I'm totally exhausted.
Again, she has drawings and stuff on her jeans. Every single version of Jodie who's wearing jeans has had some sort of drawings or butterflies or something on her jeans. So I think that's very interesting. Not that I'd really ever do that. All of my jeans are black. So 30 by 34 black skinny jeans I've been wearing since the 7th grade. That's all I like to think I'm like a Scooby-Doo-esque character, as if I wear the same thing every day, because pretty much the only thing that changes about yours truly is his hairstyle, and that's changed very, very, very slightly, because it's very hard to accurately calculate how often you need to get a haircut to make it the exact same length, and it's very hard to get the same amount of product, combing techniques. But I digress. I'm getting off topic here. So basically, think Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, you know, Scooby-Doo characters. They always dress the same way, same as with me. But we're getting back to the point here. Jodie always has light blue jeans on with like markings and colorings on them. And I wish there was some backstory on that, because I'm very interested to learn why she has done that, because so far the only way I can tell is she writes like things she needs to do, like when she's anxious or nervous or whatever might be going on, she looks at her pants and like colors as like a distraction and doodles on them, because I can see that being a very realistic way to cope with things, to take your mind off things. I just drown myself in movies and media entertainment whenever, because it takes your mind off of reality and you get sucked into another reality that is the movie or television program that you're watching. Hint hint, surprise surprise, that may or may not be why I'm doing a very long playthrough of a video game that requires total concentration and focus. But I digress.
Busted and thirsty, and I have no clue where we fucking are, so just play nice and give me a break, okay?
I think there might be a bonus around here. Also, I'm pretty sure it's never really explained where she came from here, or how she got this backpack, because the last time she escaped from the police when it was rainy in the jungle at night, and I don't know how she somehow ended up in the desert where it's not rainy, not a jungle, and not night. I mean, I realize that night eventually switches into day, but I don't really know about Jodi's, I mean, you can put your thumb out and try to get picked up here, but that is very dangerous because, again, Jodi is a 4'11" or 5 foot even canonically tall woman, so I don't, you know, just because it's the middle of the day doesn't really make hitchhiking any more dangerous, especially on a road like this where you're in the middle of nowhere, and you know, you get the point I'm trying to make here. It's not a wise move.
I'm dying of thirst. Everything's fucked. But it's gonna be okay. Leave me alone, Aiden. What? It's okay, Aiden. There's no reason to be nervous.
There's every reason to be nervous. This could be a serial murderer. So what we're about to experience after this Navajo episode is over, completed completely, I'll probably cut the video, but what we're about to experience is one of the most unnecessary and yeah, just unnecessary parts of this game because it's paranormal. The older Mexican gentleman is hitting on you the entire time, and it's just not, it's not necessary. This plot makes no sense, and I don't know why Jodi would want to be interested in this. What do you mean I can't go in here? That seems like our best bet would be to go in there. Well, there's a water thing right here. What do you mean? She said she was dying of thirst, and there's a huge water tank right there. She should grab as much as she can. Because very obviously no one's home right now. Well, they're in the house, but they don't know that she's here, so she should grab as much as she can and book it towards that way. Or, I mean, realistically, actually I wouldn't be in this situation, but if I was, then it was dire. There's 3 gas cans right here. Take one of each, fill up that car, and, you know, hightail it out of here.
I'm so sorry to disturb you. I'm just looking for some place to spend the night, and I was hoping...
You can't stay here. Sorry.
Please. It's gonna be really cold tonight. I have nowhere else to go, and look, I promise I will be gone by morning.
I told you you can't stay here. You need to leave now.
So, I've mistakenly been calling these people Mexicans when they're Native Americans or Indians.
What's your name?
I think.
Jody.
This is my son's Corey and Jay. Mother? Sonny? Don't be surprised if she doesn't answer you. She hasn't spoken in years. We're about
She
to
will,
have
though.
dinner. Would you like to eat with us?
Yeah, thank you.
I bet there's a bonus in here somewhere.
Please. Sit down.
So this is after her whole homeless experience. So she got woken up, leaped out the hospital, and somehow got here. No. The homeless experience, then she woke up from the coma, leaped out the hospital window, was on the run from the police, got on the train, hopped into the woods, ran across the river, blended in with the rocks, and now, how many ever days later that was, she's here in the middle of the desert. So you have to go back and watch my other part 1 and part 2 for context through this. That old woman looks very upset. Yeah, they even zoomed in on it. Well, she said she was starving. I'm not sure she said she was thirsty.
We don't see many hitchhikers out here.
It's because they're always picked up by, creepers.
I'm meeting, I'm gonna meet some friends. They're just up the road, always, so.
I see.
This is the first ranch that I've seen in miles.
There used to be more of us, and they've left for the city.
Not
Hard
true.
life out here.
Do you breed horses?
Yeah. Mustangs. We also have a bunch of churros.
Churros?
Sheep. We sell their wool and milk. It's not much, but it keeps us alive.
These are really far from everything.
Families lived here for generations. I was born here. Probably die here. I tell my boys to go. I know there's nothing for them here. But, they want to stay with their grandmother and me, so...
So, at night in this ranch, apparently a ghost comes up, which doesn't really make much sense, but apparently it's the spirit of something that has to do with Indians, and it like causes a tornado, and that's why they don't want her to stay here, because they know she'll probably get harmed. But I know you can kill one of these people. The grandmother dies no matter what, and Paul is optional to be killed. So yeah.
Sleep. Jay will, show you to the room. Night.
So this game has very many connections to like paranormal activity, which is understandable since given the, you know, circumstances, but
Are you coming?
yeah, I'm right behind you. I want to know how they have a perfectly like set up bedroom that isn't being used by anyone. That's very improbable.
You stay in your room. No matter what you hear.
What I hear? What do you mean?
You value your life? Lock your door and don't come out until the morning.
He could have just said that there's an evil demon outside, and that probably would have kept Jody inside. But instead he has to be all vague and cause her to get curious. So I'm pretty sure you can...
I know. It's a very strange place. Don't worry. Tomorrow will be a long way from here. Good night.
So I think you can choose to not go outside and not see the ghost, but I don't know for sure.
You stay in your room. No matter what you hear.
See, it's the... Well, I was trying to spy on the other brother, but I was interrupted by this. So that gave me clues on what to do. So we have to find that stupid tree that like forked in both ways, and it takes forever to find it because you have to pretty much go into an open world type area to find it. And they give you I had to look it up the first time because I couldn't figure out what to do after spending up to probably 6 hours trying to find the item.
What's going on here? Aiden, find a way to open that door.
Well, he's having a bad time. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 6 baseball things in here yet. He's a 6, 7. Both stock images. Oh, there's another one. But he's here, and there's no bats or balls or anything, so I don't know really what There's a bunch of CDs there, yet there's no CD player in this room. So, I mean, this makes no sense. I understand that you're not intended to come in here, but, I mean, come on. So right now I'm just kind of gathering information that you're not supposedly, not really important information, but I just kind of want to see where everything's at. I was just, I don't think you can go inside. So the oldest brother was nowhere to be seen, so he's probably outside tussling with the... Yeah, I think you can choose to just go back to sleep, which is what I'm gonna do. How did she somehow get on top of the pillow that she was underneath? So last time I went outside, but now I'm trying to... I mean, it's possible for me to just go outside what I'm wearing right now, but I think that's not very, you know... There might be a bonus here now. So I can choose to probably leave this area and cut out like 3 hours of gameplay that is absolutely horrible, so I'm going to do that if that's an option. Because if you walk out that door, you end up seeing the ghost and you're let in on all of what's going on.
Thanks. I really needed it.
Made some coffee.
I don't want any.
I'm gonna hit the road. Thank you.
There's a lot of work to be done on the farm. Would you like to stay on for a few days?
Man, I thought you could just bail and skip to the next episode.
But, have a roof, food on the table. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
We'll find some more clothes in the clothes room. See outside?
Well, crap. So you're usually... So you're already suspicious of the ghosts or whatever, but you don't know for sure because I didn't walk outside of the door. So no one knows that I... So everyone thinks I don't know because they haven't seen me, go out yet.
I'm ready when you are.
Your sheep need water. You can handle that.
Sure.
Yeah, why couldn't you have done this and then bailed? There's no reason. I thought they wheeled Grandma out and like put her in the middle of the sun, but she's in the shade. I'm like, that's a douche maneuver, wheeling out Grandma and putting her in the sun.
So, you're gonna stay a while?
It looks that way.
Great. I mean, it's good to have some
Thanks,
company.
Judy. Can you get some hay from the bar?
Move. So yeah, if I haven't already mentioned, which I definitely have, I'm definitely not a fan of this part of the game. Because it's just, it's tedious, and it's not really, I mean, I'd much rather be like on the run from the cops or something exciting at least.
Help me, Ida.
See? She just cheats with Iden the entire time.
Take it easy, Ida. Just one bale, not the whole goddamn haystack.
Too bad. Also, I don't think Jody would know what a quote-unquote bale of hay is because she grew up in a very isolated, you know, psych ward apartment room and was very rarely, if ever, let out. And I very highly doubt they let her in on all the farming lingo while she was there. And, yeah. So that's very improbable that she knows bale is short for hay bale, or even what a hay bale is. I doubt she's ever seen a hay bale in her life.
Hey, Jody! Lunch?
Okay, let me just finish this first.
What do you mean lunch? She just woke up like 5 minutes ago. This guy sure is pretty slow. My,
Put it down anywhere.
oh, okay.
Thanks, Judy. It's lunchtime. Go and join the boys if you're hungry.
You coming?
Later. I still have work to do.
Okay, later then.
There's gotta be, there has to be a bonus around here somewhere that I'm not finding. My scent of the day, which means I have a pretty extensive men's cologne collection, or aftershave if you're that kind of person. It's pretty impressive if I say so myself. Not that anyone would really care to be close enough to, you know, be able to sense what I'm wearing here, but it's the Davidoff The Brilliant Game. It's not my favorite scent, but it's definitely in my top 10. It's very sweet, and it has like kind of a chocolatey caramel kind of smell to it, and it smells kind of like a very high class, like casino, hotel, Las Vegas, like the smell that that carpet has. If you've ever been to like a really, I got cut off, but as I was saying, if you've been to like a really high-end hotel, this scent is what I imagine like the bar slash like carpet slash, you know, soap. Everything about the exquisite hotel experience wrapped into one. All the booze, all of like the high-end minibar chocolate, all wrapped into one, is Davidoff the Brilliant game. So a very nice scent. Not my favorite scent. My favorite scent would be Virtue by Vince Camuto. I have a 3.4 ounce fluid ounce bottle, and I also have a backup 6.7 ounce bottle of Virtue by Vince Camuto because I adore that scent, and it is my go-to. Probably 6 out of 7 days a week is that scent, and very, very distinguished. It smells like you're out running a thunderstorm. The smell of rain is coming in through the vents in your like, you know, car. You're going like, you know, 80 and 60 through the rainforest, through the forest, running. You get out of your car, you run straight through the forest, full sprint like the vampires in the Twilight series, which I cannot believe I just mentioned, but they have super speed and they run really fast. If they're running through the rainforest as it's thunderstorming, people are chasing them. That's what Vince Camuto's Virtue smells like. It smells like fresh rain and every other great thing about it. Very, 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 very wonderful. Cannot say enough good things about it. And the thing is, I never recommend it to anyone because I have to this day never sensed it on anyone else. I've never smelled it on anyone else. It's my signature fragrance. People smell, they know I'm in the room or I was just there. It's personal, it's unique. No one ever talks about it. It's underrated, it's unknown in the fragrance world. It's relatively cheap. I mean, my 3.4 ounce bottle was $34.99 from eBay, and my 6.7 ounce bottle was also around that price because I got a very good deal on it, and they're going to last me for probably 10-15 years. And I spray a lot, and I use it 6 times a week, so I was just telling you how very fantastic. I cannot possibly ever find a better scent than that.
Thanks.
Other good scents, I have Creed Viking. It's a very rare occasion.
Is it true that your grandmother hasn't spoken in years?
It's a very rare occasion that I wear Creed Viking because it's a $200+ bottle of fragrance is what it is. So I have a few sample vials or quote unquote decants of it. It's when people spray out of their can and then sell that like mini bottle of it for, you know, money. And yeah, I like that one. It smells like Old Spice Classic, the deodorant, in a very, very luxury and much better way, obviously, with the higher price tag. And Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense is also it's very generic in my opinion, at least, and it's not really worth the $70 you're going to spend for the bottle, but it's still, and everyone wears it too, and it's still a very good scent though. Invictus Legend is kind of the same thing, where I love Invictus Legend. I like it way more than Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense, and it smells like bubblegum and like the beach and like summer. It's pretty much summer in a bottle. And my first ever scent was Dylan Blue by Versace, and I probably got that one in late 2017. And that one's I can't really spray it now because of what I've associated that scent with. I probably can't. It just, I can't deal with that scent because it's not good. I can't. I mean, I'll never spray it again. But yeah.
My father said she He hasn't said a word since my great-grandmother died. That's gotta be 30 years.
Are there other Navajo ranches around here?
There used to be about 50 some years back, but now there's just us. The others got scared off.
The others decided to go live in the city. Not everyone wants to live in the desert.
Amen.
What were those noises last night? It sounded like something was banging on the house.
That's just the wind. It makes strange sounds in the desert.
I saw the dead sheep. What happened to them?
A storm. They wander out of the pen and choked to death on sand. Do you always ask so many questions?
When I don't understand something, yeah.
Huh? How about if I started asking you questions? Where you come from? What you're doing here? You probably wouldn't like it, huh?
Yep.
So
See, this guy.
to yourself.
This guy has the right
Don't
idea.
ask any more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I got work to do.
Don't mind him, Judy. He's okay when you get to know him.
I'll bet.
Well, I guess I better get back to her. Paul will get mad. See you later.
So that little brother, very obviously, it has feelings for Jody, but Jody is attracted to the older one who just wrote her off, which I think it should probably be the other way around, and that's another reason why every possible relationship for Jody in this game is not a good potential candidate for, you know, boyfriend slash husband. You know what there's not a single decent, you know, person in this game for her to be in a meaningful, you know, relationship with. So
Well done, Jody.
Anything else need doing, Paul?
No, but maybe the boys could use some help.
Okay, I'll check.
where do they go? Okay. They're not inside. I still think she should have stole all the gas and water she could and, you know, taken the truck and gotten out of here. Yeah. Also, this sheep apparently choked to death, quote unquote, even though it's got a huge blunt force trauma gash inside of it. Oh, he was in here. Good thing I caught that, or else I would have been looking for him for half an hour.
Hey, you need help, Corey?
No, not really.
I'm gonna go see if Jane needs anything.
Yeah, later.
Okay.
Let's see what Jay's doing.
Proud and stubborn. Never wants to go in with the others.
Do you mind if I try?
You worked with horses before? Go
No.
right ahead. His name's 𝘚𝘵𝘴.
It doesn't really count if she, like, uses Aiden to cheat the horse into going into the thing.
Hey there, 𝘚𝘵𝘴. Don't be afraid. I'm just gonna come over there, okay? No, Aiden. This is between him and me.
Of course it is.
Easy. Easy, boy.
There's gotta be a secret in here or something. There's gotta be a bonus in here. Are you kidding me?
See, 𝘚𝘵𝘴? It's not so bad, is it? Admit it. You kind of like me, huh? Yeah, I do. Ever dreamed of riding a horse?
What? It didn't do it. There we go.
Take him to the enclosure.
Can I just run over Jody? That'd be funny. Nope. Can I hop on out of here? Nope. Okay. Nope. That was some pretty foul looking water.
How'd you do that?
She said it was between me and him or whatever, and told Aiden to go away, but then immediately told him to come back.
Maybe I misjudged you.
If you want to take a shower, it's behind the bar. Ladies first.
It's fine by me.
Who takes off all their clothes once they're actually in the shower? Her clothes should be already like... I mean, her clothes are going to get all wet, is what I'm trying to say here. Also, there's no soap in here at all. And just water, it's just gonna make you smell even worse if you just run water on yourself. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, but she didn't use any. So... Because if you just use water on yourself... If you just use water on yourself and you're going to take a shower, you're just going to smell like... It's like wet dog syndrome, where dogs already smell bad to begin with, but once you put water on them, they smell even worse. So it's the same thing with humans, just in a lesser scale.
Running. And you know what? He was never seen again.
I doubt that story was that funny to get that much of a chuckle.
What's happening here? Why do we have to lock up the house?
Just go to your room, Jody. Don't come out, no matter what happens. Remember the sheep last night? I don't want anything to happen.
God, for God's sakes, Paul. What's going on here?
Just go to your room. There's nothing you can do.
If that's what you think. I'm not going outside. Forget that. Well, yeah, I'm going to bed. So, I don't need any... Jody doesn't need any more emotional scarring. Oh, man. This guy don't even have a... This man does not even have a... Oh, never mind. I thought he was laying on a couch. What kind of, He's wearing his shoes on while he's trying to sleep. I mean, I understand the jeans. Yours truly sleeps in jeans. But he doesn't wear boots. Oh, I do wear boots. My, I think Johnson & Murphy size 10 black shiny boots. They're not very shiny anymore. They're very sleek, and they're about halfway from... They're more towards ankle than knee boots, but they're like a little bit less than halfway from the ankle to the knee. Paired with my 30 by 34 black skinny jeans, I look like and my stature and height, which we've already discussed many times, I think the most accurate description I could make of someone probably someone from some sort of Japanese animated series, because all of those people seem to constantly be wearing these boots and you know, trench coats and sunglasses and all these like leather gloves, and just weird stuff goes on in Japan. So right now I need to go outside because apparently I can't just go to sleep like I would. I definitely would in this situation. I wouldn't say I'm a firm believer, but I can understand the logic behind the pay no mind and the entities will leave you alone. Because I've read about many instances where if you don't acknowledge the quote-unquote, you know, ghost or whatever entity, whatever possession demon who's trying to cause you harm, then it can't hurt you if you don't acknowledge its presence and you just pretend like it's not there. And I feel like that's what I probably would do if I was ever tasked with a paranormal, you know, thing, entity. Pretend like it's not there and it would go away. I'm not saying this as an attempt to like be mean or bully Jodie, but everyone has told her she has to stay in her room and not come out, and this is one of the first things she does is directly come outside and disobey the rules. So I mean, I'm not saying this to be mean to Jodie, and I understand that it's all a game and it's just to progress the game, and that this is necessary to progress the game, and not on, you know, it's not Jodie's. I'm not criticizing, I'm not being mean to Jodie. I would never be mean to Jodie or, you know, girls, just in general. I mean, I digress. She's breathing in so much of this fine particulate and glass shards and dust and evil spirit juice that I doubt that's good for her body. I don't understand why she constantly has to ask Aiden for help. Shouldn't Aiden just like know at this point if she's in peril?
Jodie, I told you to stay in your room. You've been killed.
What's happening? What was the thing?
You should have listened to me. Stayed in your room.
You have to tell me the truth. You have to tell me the truth now.
𝘚𝘵𝘳𝘴.
She should just be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. Ha 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 ha. So, also, I'm slightly impressed. I did not fail a single quick-time event, and there's probably about a dozen of them. Slightly impressed that I did not fail any of them.
He wants blood. That's all he's interested in.
You can't do anything about it. You can't fight a spirit.
Spirits don't live in this world. If he's here, there's a reason.
So, if you haven't put 2 and 2 together already, the old woman who doesn't talk and this spirit have a lot to do with each other. And yeah, you'll find out.
We're friends, right? Just gonna put my foot in the steering and climb up, okay?
Also, again, how does very, very sheltered and protected Jody, who grew up in a psych ward type building, know how to ride a horse?
We're doing pretty good, huh?
And I understand that most little girls, you know, care about horses and like drawing pictures of horses, etc. But I don't think many little girls know how to ride a horse, especially when they don't have parents to go and take them horse riding, as I assume little girls want to do.
That horse is gonna have to tell me your secret. Listen, I'm headed over to the pasture to tend the churros. You wanna come?
Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets pretty stupid, because all of this area and way more is completely open and free, and you pretty much have to Majora's Mask your way into finding the clues and putting all the pieces together, and they'll be in the weirdest spots too, and they won't have anything to do with each other, and it's pretty much impossible unless you look up a guide on how to complete it, because it'll be like, it'll give you some obscure little thing that you think is no, and you have to find it.
Okay, I know you don't want to talk about it.
Also, these quote-unquote churros, or sheep, livestock, are suspiciously very far away from the house and everything. Also, that was a pretty shoddy built cage that keeps them in. So I'm assuming the sheep are so far away because of the disastrous demon that comes at night and kills all the sheep. And that's why the sheep are placed far away here. But there's like 4 of them that aren't even enclosed. So I don't know what's stopping all the sheep from just running away from this horrible, horrible place.
But I really need to know what happened last night.
She's talking to him like he just did the unfortunate act of, you know, cheating on her in a relationship.
And the ghosts that surround the house. Do you know who they are?
My father says 5 spirit guardians have always protected our tribe. They come at night to prevent me and 𝘚𝘵 from killing us. I don't know if it's true. But 𝘚𝘵has never managed to get into our house.
And despite all this, your father never wanted to just leave?
No. For him, the spirit is just part of the land. It's like the rocks or the desert sand. It's something you can't change, so you have to learn to live with it. My turn to ask you some questions. What are you really doing out here in the middle of the desert? It feels like you're running away from something.
I'm just trying to figure out who I really am. I've come to this point in my life where I have to come to terms with myself. That's all.
You're like us.
Nope.
You also have your dark secret, don't you, Jody?
No. No, I have no secrets.
See, even this father who refuses to move his children out of danger in the middle of the desert gave his children a walkie-talkie, and Dawkins just sent Jody down into the bottom basement of a hospital surrounded by hellfire and demons with no phone, gun, or walkie-talkie, and without Aiden she would have been dead at least 4 or 5 times over. So yeah.
That was Paul. There's no water.
Yeah, gee, I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me it was Paul.
Something must feel pretty well. I'm gonna have a look on my way back.
I can go take a look if you want.
I don't know if you'll be able to do much.
I'll do what I can. Where's the well?
It's over there. It's got a windmill. Shouldn't be hard to find.
Yeah, you would think.
I'll see you back at the ranch.
Okay. See you later.
So if you noticed, there was 2 other things I could have chosen to ask him about, but I picked the 2 which I think would provide the most relevance to the story and thus the playthrough. So, as I've said many times at this point, this episode is beyond too stupid. So, I've made my feelings very clear. I guarantee you she's about to use Aiden to clear this thing. So tumbleweeds are just that, they're weeds. I don't think they'd really pose that much of a threat.
Good work, Aiden. The pump's running again.
Okay. Was that it? I guess it was. So, like I said, when this desert area Navajo part is over is when I'm going to end the video. So that might cause this video to be 3 or 4 hours long, because this is really that long, and this, you know, I'm fairly sure the episode after this is the one where she invites the CIA love interest, quote unquote love interest, to Jody's house, and she has to, you know, reciprocate or not reciprocate, and it changes how that, so that'll be interesting how I play that. Obviously I'm not going to lead him on and make him, I'm not going to get in a relationship with anyone, because in my opinion no one deserves Jody that you have to choose from in this game. Girls like Jody they need to be protected and safe. And I'm not saying there's girls like Jody, I'm saying, well, she's very obviously her own person, but it's, you know, she's sheltered, she grew up in a psych ward, you have to be very careful when you're taking care and making sure you're not being mean to them. You have to make sure, you know, you're not, it's just very, I don't think any of these men would take care of Jody. Okay, I've done everything here, so I don't. So now we have to find a crown somewhere in this huge desert, and that will lead us to another clue, which will lead us to another clue, and it's very stupid. I mean, I appreciate what they were trying to do here, and it's a unique and fun concept in its inception, but it just doesn't work for me. Heavy Rain, it works for me because it's somewhat realistic. This is just, you know, for many reasons other than it being unrealistic, this just doesn't work for me. So it pointed in this direction after that cutscene, so I'm assuming we have to go this way. But if I spend more than... Okay, I went to the right location. That's good. I might have to... Okay, there's two shiny things right there and right there. Yep.
Massacred the soldiers in the fort. Could it be 𝘚𝘵𝘳𝘴?
So we're gonna have to, yeah, find the forked tree. I think that was everything that was here, but oh. Good thing I went to check, because I definitely would have got on the horse and went past that if I had not been so, my intuition was not as good as it is. Oh, that was just... Okay, so that one there was optional. The other two drove the point forward. There's another one. Okay, so... I only remember getting those first two when I first played this, so I must have been in a hurry or not been very careful of what I'm doing. I'm probably going to get an achievement for getting all the clues here, so I would assume... Okay, that one... Well, that one was the last one. Cannot go through there. Okay, so now I have to find the forked tree, which took me forever last time because it's not a forked tree. It's like all beat up and dead, and you can't, it's barely, you can't even barely see it. To my recollection at least, it might actually be visible and I'm just remembering wrong. I'm sure I'm missing all sorts of bonuses and hidden Easter egg type things by just kind of nonchalantly running full speed, but when it comes to this game I'm not a completionist because it's kind of, oh there it is right there. Okay, so that's not what I was thinking of when I said it was hard to find. One of these things is actually hard to find.
Devil's form. Place I saw in my visions.
I mean, when it comes to this game, I'm not a completionist. Heavy Rain, I have all the achievements, trophies, you name it. So I'm pretty sure this is the item that finally makes the grandmother talk, because it belonged to someone who is related to her. That skull is very small.
Ghosts. Who are wearing these ritual masks. Thanks, Aiden.
So I only had to do that one, it seems. Also, Jody in one day can do more than these 3 people who live here.
This one has no talisman.
So it should be, okay, it should be obvious, I think, but that baby is actually the old woman in the wheelchair. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay, come on.
All went by too fast. I didn't understand it. It's just all mixed up. It's as if something's missing. I'll show the talismans to Paul. Maybe he'll know something.
Just making sure I don't miss anything here. I don't know why I should show them to Paul instead of the old lady. If I was in the situation, usually the old lady who doesn't say anything is usually the one who has all the secrets, you know. Yeah, she's got the thing on her. The old lady has the 5th medallion.
It's the one that was on that baby. Mother gave it to me. Like her mother before. She is
There's only 4 there.
This is where it all began. I need to watch carefully. Remember every detail.
So these 5 idiots decided to summon this thing because of, just for yaks, I guess.
Your ancestors. They summoned 𝘚𝘵𝘳 here.
They were lost, full of hatred for the white man. They bring spirit to kill their enemies and gain revenge. He turned against them. He was still hungry for blood. 𝘚𝘵𝘳 is back. He has come to take our lives.
Your ancestors. They're the guardians who protect the house, right?
They know they were wrong. They returned to protect us from the evil that they released.
If they brought that entity here, I mean, there's got to be some way to send it back to its own world.
They used a ritual to open the passage. I still remember the incantation, but the ritual is lost in the past.
I saw the ritual in my vision. I'll prepare it and you can help me with the incantation.
Hurry! He's coming.
So I probably need to remember what it looked like, and it was a circle with 5 points, and it looked like a stick figure of a man, but more complex, so I should probably be able to wing it.
I have to make a fire in front of the house. Something to light the fire.
Good thing she just happens to have matches on her.
Jody, what the hell?
Trust me! I know what I'm doing!
We gotta get inside! The storm is coming! Shoot, Sonny, you can talk?
Jody, I'm trying to sneak into the other side.
Oh, crap. It was that one. He looked the most like a stick figure man, so...
Now the talismans! I have to remember where each of the medicine men stood.
Good lord.
There! That's exactly right! Okay! Now each of you needs to stand next to a talisman! There must be a soul attached to each one! There's only 4 of us! 5 talismans!
They need to drag Paul out here.
Complete the ritual!
This is crazy, Jody! We're all gonna die if we don't go inside right now!
Fuck! Fuck! We need one more soul! That's it! We've got the 5 souls! Shibasani, start the incantation now!
Again, this entire episode could have been skipped. Because this is some nonsensical shenanigans going on right now.
The passage is open, Jody. You did it. You did it.
So it turns out the baby wasn't the grandma, but it was her mother's mother. So that was a mistake on my part. Again, it's been 6 years since I've played this game. So if you went outside on the first night, when they told you to stay inside, I think you could have saved Paul, because I know you can save Paul somehow. But you know, he's got a big gash in his side, so yeah, and the old woman dies no matter what.
Jody!
This guy cares more about the mysterious girl who is known for less than 24 hours than his elderly grandmother who's not responsive and laying on the floor. I think that's humorous.
Shibasani!
I don't think that's how someone would react.
No white man has ever been to the place and taken you. My people have buried our dead there for many
Good thing
hundreds of
she's a
years.
white woman.
For us, it's sacred land.
So I know you can save Paul. I know that for a fact because I've seen it happen. Also, that blanket probably would have fallen off of the horse, I'm assuming, because it wasn't latched down or anything. She probably could have just carried it. There has to be a bonus here. I mean, there's no way there's not a bonus here. What I want to know is what are these people supposed to do? Oh, there's one there. I knew it. Because they just lost their father and grandmother, and it's not like they can, you know, really do anything. So they're just kind of stuck, orphaned. Yeah, I just knew there'd be one here.
This was one of her ancestors. I'm sure they would want to put her inside their own people.
Is that it? So, it got cut off again. This is hour 2 starting now.
Blame yourself.
She should blame herself because Paul is savable. There is a way you can save Paul from dying.
My father, this was ship's son from his ancestors. Exactly where it is.
teleported away there. I hope it doesn't want me to go up there, because I'm kind of done with this episode. Yep. It was over there, I think. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to investigate, because I am. Well, never mind. I'm already going this way. She always has matches, apparently. That seemed kind of underwhelming for such a top secret.
So your decision is made? You leaving?
For such a top secret little hideaway, that seemed kind of underwhelming. But the visual point they were trying to make there is that that demon, Navajo demon entity, whatever, was attached to someone with a cord, much like how she's attached to Aiden, and that's why they did that.
There's just things that I have to work out. Things from my past. I think I'm ready to face them now.
You did a lot for us, Jody. For us, and for our people. If you don't find what you're looking for, just come back here. You'll always find home here.
So I want to know what happens to these two people, because you never really hear from them again. I don't think you hear from them again. Are they just going to self-sustain and take care of all this stuff? And that seems pretty improbable.
I'm gonna miss you.
Me too. I'll never forget you, Commander.
Ashki is gonna miss you.
One day I'll come back.
Her lips are super duper parched and chapped. I don't know why, but
Jody! You didn't think you were just gonna walk?
It took me some time, but I managed to get it going again. Take it. It's yours. At least we can do to thank you.
good thing she, again, quiet, reserved, shy, psych ward, landowner, or not landowner, tenant, somehow knows how to operate a motorcycle, much less a car. I don't even know how she knows how to drive, because, again, she's been kept in solitary. Alrighty, so only 14% of people didn't tell the truth to Jay, which is kind of shocking. So out of all the people who are out of all the potential relationships with Jody and men, I'd say Jay is probably he's the lesser of all the three evils, but he's still not worthy. So make of that what you will. So, yep. Okay, so this one takes place after the condenser, which is the one where we were on fire.
Ready?
Yeah, so, alrighty. So I said I'd cut it after that Navajo train wreck of an episode that I really could care less for, and it was super long. It's probably longer than the homeless scene, which is just, you know. So this was episode number 3, part 3 of Beyond Two Souls. The next part will be coming momentarily, coming soon to theaters near you. Synopsis or review or summary, whichever the word I'm looking for is. A very good, I mean I'm not going to say very good, but this is a satisfactory game to my preferences. It has some flaws, major flaws that cannot be overlooked, but it also has good things going for it too. And obviously I don't think it's a bad game, because I wouldn't be playing it if I thought it was a bad game. But yeah, I feel bad for Jody, and I feel bad that she's in this situation that she is, and I'm trying to get a happy ending for her, which ultimately will mean death, but sometimes it's an escape. So yeah, this was part 3. Bye bye.